Hey Marketing Acuity friends, so I wanted to talk with you today about the state of social media for e-commerce retailers. Back when I originally authored this, using some wonderful data from Social Media Marketing World, the world's largest social media marketing conference, it was still early March, and we were not mired in all of this stuff. In fact, SMMW probably was one of the last large conferences in the United States to occur. I'm sure there probably were some people that came home with COVID, but so far we haven't heard any big data about that. But the state of social has changed for e-commerce retailers in the last year, and the big news, of course, is ta-da, the pandemic. More people are spending more time on connection platforms, and we're using social media more for connection and less for commerce. Now, of course, economic conditions have really severely affected people. And if the discretionary spending of our customers you haven't already been feeling that in your business, you're going to be feeling it more. The economy is probably not poised to recover fully until 2024 at this point, which is just a really ridiculous amount of time. But according to a lot of economists, we're going to be kind of mired in this recession and coming slowly out of it as we deal with the pandemic and even afterwards. So we're all in this to stay, basically, is where we are, and we have to make the best of it. So let's talk about the state of social for e-commerce retailers. So first of all, the pandemic, that's the number one thing. But the action item that I want you to take away is that you can have connection platforms and discovery platforms. So connection platforms are platforms like Facebook and to a lesser extent Twitter. These are platforms where you have a lot of direct engagement between people, either on your page or on a group or something else. And then you have platforms that are discovery platforms. And this is tending towards more of the Instagram and Pinterest of the world. So if you're not actively working on both connection and discovery platforms, you need to expand into that. You should have at least one discovery platform and at least one connection platform. And you need to work with those so that you can maximize the engagement that you're going to have with your customers. So that's probably the most important thing. The second is streaming video. Now, we're all familiar with Netflix and Hulu and Tiger King and whatever else shows you're watching. Amazon also has their own streaming service. Netflix, we've watched a whole lot of Star Wars in my house recently, and a lot of Marvel as well. So we've got all of these streaming platforms, but how can you as a small business take advantage of that? Well, YouTube is your friend. YouTube and IGTV are great platforms for getting people to watch content and stream it. The other week, I was on Jaylee Sewing Patterns, jaylee.com, everybody. I was on Jaylee Sewing Patterns website or YouTube page. Not from my tablet, not from my phone, and not from my computer. I had it pulled up on my smart TV in my sewing room, my big 60-inch smart TV in my sewing room. And I was watching a video while I was sewing. I mean, it was related to what I was sewing. That's the kind of streaming video that we want to take advantage of as small business owners, particularly those in the craft and creative space. So think about how you can amp up your use of streaming video, create a YouTube strategy, get your marketing house in order with title cards and conversion cards at the end, and also increasing subscribers and things to your website because people are going to Google those things. Utilize those channels, but create lots of conversion opportunities and reference those materials. So it's not just a video stuck out there, but it's really helping people discover it through your other channels. Like, hey, we're on Instagram, but we put out this video over here that you can watch. So streaming video is still going to be really important. And I will tell you that our younger kids, our younger audience, as they're coming up through the ranks, they're spending a whole lot more time on these streaming platforms than almost anything else, really. So streaming is still really, really important. Social groups like Facebook are going to be really important. By the way, marketingacuity.com/blog. That's what I'm referring to when I'm doing this video. marketingacuity.com/blog. Subscribe down below, but check out our blog. Connection platforms like Facebook groups are really important for a lot of e-commerce retailers because you can connect with people, you can connect with your customers, you can learn what they want, you can see the discussions that they're having, you can find out the challenges, you can create basically your whole content calendar just from the engagement that you have on your social media connection platforms, and you should definitely be using those. That's not changing, even though Facebook advertising is just kind of a mess right now, and it's going to be even messier with some things that Apple's going to be doing with Facebook. They're not going to let them use their data anymore, so Facebook targeting is going to become even messier than it is right now, and there's going to be a big brouhaha between Apple and Facebook over this one. I think it'll benefit the customer who doesn't want to be interrupted but it's going to suck for advertisers. It really is. So that's what's coming. Just so you should know that. But if you can create a connection platform where you can connect with your customers, that's how you're going to learn what they really want. And of course, at that point, then you can start producing content and advertising that really resonates with that audience. And then for all of your social platforms, no matter what you're doing, tell a story. We have a lot of blogs on storytelling, including some storytelling models. But telling a story and sharing with people about your unique experiences, about your product experiences, how you developed it, that sort of thing. Every post should really tell a story and connect with the customer. The more you can engage with the customer on that authentic level, the better your sales are. And we've got some really impressive data. If you are a craft retailer, let's just say, we'll go out and say craft retailer, sewing patterns, knitting patterns, other things like that, we have some amazing data that we've been using from some of our clients that show the use and not use of connection platforms. And we have both before and after data that is really compelling. So if you are one of those retailers and you want to know what you can expect in your industry from amping up your connection platform and then maybe even possibly taking it away because it takes a lot of work, we can show you actual data from customers that have done it. They've not done it, they've done it, or we've done it for them, and then they stopped. And we have data on that. And it's really, really compelling. You want to know about it. So definitely tell a story, connect with people, be on these connection platforms. This is the state of social for our e-commerce retailers right now. If you're selling something online, fabulous, great for you. That's where we all need to be. But we also need to tell stories as we get there. We also need to connect with our customers in a way that gets them to engage with us and to buy more product. So that's my take today. Check it out, marketingacuity.com/blog.